So,
You gonna put us on YouTube?
well, yeah, but it's on mine, so nobody really subscribes to it. Sorry, you will not be
What's your
famous.
channel?
What's that, G?
You will not be famous.
What's your
Somebody
channel?
promotes your YouTube channel.
Oh,
Let you
yeah.
know.
Hey, let's focus on this. All right. Because there's not a common coefficient on m or n, okay, we need just to decide which variable do you want to eliminate. Do you want to eliminate the m or the n?
The M.
The m. All right. So here's the way you do that. You look at the m, and it's got a 3. You look at this m, and it's got a 5. The best way to get the coefficients to be the same is to multiply by each other. Okay? So we'll start with multiplying this top one by 5,
Negative 3.
and then we'll by negative 3, because you want them to be opposite. So one to be positive, one to be negative. And, all right. So I know we're kind of in that mode of, let's kind of review this from yesterday real quickly, and then we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so how do we do this now? We distribute to every term.
You multiply the bottom one by -3. Why do you multiply the top one by -5?
Whichever one of these you wanted to multiply by a negative, you could, but you can't do both, because I want one of them to be a positive answer and one of them to be a negative answer.
Oh, okay.
So when I do this now, I've got 15m plus 20n equals negative 65. And then on this next one, I got negative 15m because it's negative 3 times 5. So now I've got opposites, which will cancel out. Okay, and then a minus 18n, and then a positive 57. And so all I did there was distribute my 5 and my negative 3 to those two equations. And so the first goal is to get one of your coefficients, one of your variables have the same coefficients or opposite coefficients. And so we now have it. On m, we have a positive 15 and we have a negative 15. Okay? So the next step is to do what? Okay? Combine your two equations together. So you add them. Okay? So now 15m minus 15m is 0. 20n minus 18n is 2n. Negative 65 plus 57 is a negative 8. So when I add those together, I now no longer have an m. Okay? And now it's something really easy to solve for my n. Alright. So divide both sides by 2 to get the n by itself. So n equals negative 4.
I told you I was solve.
No, you said you wanted to eliminate. I told you you wanted to eliminate.
Oh.
So that's what I did. Sorry. Okay, now we are going to solve for m now.
Yeah.
So we'll figure out what that is, and to do that, you plug back in. So you're going to take this value for n, which is negative 4, and whichever equation you want, you're going to plug that in, or that negative 4 in for n. So we'll do the first one. If you do the second one, it works just as well. So 3m plus 4 times negative 4 equals negative 13. So I plugged where n was, I put in the negative 4 that n is equal to. And now I'm just going to solve. So 3m minus 16 equals negative 13. Okay, add 16 to both sides. So 3m is equal to 3. Divide by 3 and m equals 1. Okay, so what is my solution here?
1 negative 4.
What's the fold?
1 negative 4, because m comes before n.
Yeah, see. You mean I used to get that confused when I was
Yeah, 'cause all those letters in the middle that were all bunched together, LMNOP. You know, when you sing the song, it's just like, sometimes you don't say all them in the middle.
Everybody stop it because
Where
they slow down.
we did the thing over there.
Yeah, having a preschooler right now, there's a lot of fun little words in there.
He multiplied.
Hey, sorry. Any questions before I move on
Yeah, he multiplied negative 3.
One.
to the next one?
Where did you get 18?
I ain't get nigga back.
Where did I get 18? When I distributed this 3, I multiplied by that 6. And negative 3 times 6 is a negative 18. Any other questions?
Not really.
Alright, so here's my next one. Okay, so y'all looking up there, what's different about this one? We're solving using elimination.
They tell you what is.
They already kind of give you what y is. Okay, so I mentioned a while ago the second equation we're going to look at, the second system, we need to get them lined up because they're not in the same order. Okay, I need to get my x's and my y's in the same spot. So, before I do anything else, first off, if I'm choosing which method to use here, which method would you choose? Substitution, because y is already by itself. Okay? But they're asking you to do elimination, so we're going to do that. So to start that, since this one's already kind of in our standard form, let's make this one get in that same standard form. So I need to move the x back to this side, back to the left. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this one now as x plus y plus x plus y, same thing, equals 4. And then this one's going to stay as 3x plus y equals 6. See? So all I did on this one is that first equation, I moved the x back to the left, so they would be in that same order as the one on the bottom. Okay? You don't always have to keep them in x, then y, and then constant. As long as your x's are in the same spot, your y's are in the same spot, and your constants are in the same spot. Okay, now what's the next step here?
We have to multiply.
Multiply what?
3 by, that problem. 3 by
Hey.
the first problem.
Alright, you can overlook sometime later, but stop it in my classroom, please.
The 3 by the first problem. Negative 1. But,
Okay. There's a couple different ways to do this. The first is I can, in the green, I can multiply the top equation by negative 3, and that will help me eliminate the x. Or I can multiply either equation by negative 1, and that will help me eliminate the y. And so I'm just going to multiply this top one by negative 1. So it's negative x minus y equals negative 4.
Wait, why you doing it?
So that I can eliminate my y's, they'll be opposites now, because they were exactly the same here. So since they're the same, if I multiply one on by a negative, they'll be opposites, and I can eliminate the y. Okay. Some people, I'm okay if you chose to multiply this top one by 3 or negative 3, so eliminate the x instead, that's fine, and it will work the same way. So you would end up finding the y first, or I'm going to find the x first. Here's what I'm seeing. This right here and this right here are the same. The positive y, positive 1y, positive 1y. So the way to get, listen y'all. The way to get coefficients that are the same to be opposites is just to multiply one on by a negative.
It's like when I got it, I don't got it.
Okay. All right. So now in the equations that are in red, we can just add those now. So negative 1x plus 3x is 2x. Negative y plus y is 0, and then negative 4 plus 6 is 2. So divide both things by 2 and you get x equals 1.
I ain't gonna remember to do that.
Now you got to plug 1 in for x, and this first equation that we started with is the easiest place to do that. So y equals 4 minus 1, so y equals 3. So my solution is 1/3. There's only a couple of problems where you have to move the equations around, and so hopefully that's not going to be too big of an issue. But as we're working through the next 2 days, if you need help with it, let me know. All right, last problem.
You gotta have a school program that we can learn.
It's not a program, but I will be here till 4:30 today.
Yeah, I'm
It's not gonna fun though.
All right. So on this one, this is our last one. Still solving using elimination. Do I have any variables that have opposite coefficients?
Yes.
Yes, which one?
Both of them.
Both variables do.
Right.
Okay, the x's are 2x and negative 2x. Those are opposites. And the y's are negative 3y and positive 3y, so those are opposites. So when I do this, I can now add because I have opposites. 2x minus 2x is 0x. Negative 3y plus 3y is 0y. 6 plus 3 is 9. Well, what is 0 times x? 0. What's 0 times y? Well, 0 plus 0.
What?
So, when does 0 equal 9?
Never.
Never. No solution.
I didn't even know that they had.
Okay? So, what they're saying there is those lines will never intersect.
Oh,
It's too much going on. It's about to you
Okay, so this is the last time. I don't know, you may see one of these on here, but there shouldn't be very many.
on what?
Not any time.
What time?
And the one I'm about to put up here on the board that's on your agenda.
Can we do it for homework?
On the test, probably not, but on all homework, yes. Well, your assignment. I'm going to refer to it as homework when it's just an assignment. All right, so
Hey. We got enough.
all right, so here's your assignment. Trying to clear up some of these because I've had some people struggling with a few of these today. So if I can't really see the plus sign, I'm going to try to add something.
I got work. American history.
You doing 9 to what, 28?
9 through 26. Yeah, there's.
You got 2 days to do this too? They're gonna give us 2 days to do this.
Yeah, this is not due until Thursday.
That's 3 days. No, today's Tuesday.
Yep. Okay. So your assignment is
Whoa, I mean,
9 through 26. Hey, listen. Your assignment is 9 through 26. It is on your agenda. So if you need to pull out your computer and look, it'll stay up here on the board, so you can use that if you want to. If you need paper, let me know. As we get started, if you're struggling with it, let me know from there. All right?